All right, we're here. How's everybody doing this morning? It's going to be a little bit noisy this morning. Sorry about that. Got a group of men meeting about 30 feet away, and they're a little loud, having a little confab at the coffee shop this morning. So if you hear them laughing in the background, that's what's going on. I apologize for that. But hey, this is live streaming, and that's what live is all about. You never know what's going to happen, right? But we're going to push ahead. We're going to talk about writing a screenplay this morning, and we hope everything's going well. This is actually the 10th day of our live stream, so we're moving ahead, and things are hopefully going well for you in your writing process. I'm still doing a lot of prep work. I haven't really got into a lot of actual writing yet, but we will give it a shot and try to keep things going best we can. And here's a look at today's notes real quick. We're going to talk about Act 2, which is the midpoint. It's the longest act of the play, the screenplay. And there's some things that go on in Act 2. Normally, if you look at a 2-hour film, Act 1 is going to be 30 minutes. Act 2 is going to be about an hour, and Act 3 is going to be about 30 minutes. I mean, that's sort of a basic breakdown. If you're looking at the basic 3-act structure in terms of time, now there's all kinds of variations, of course, but the basic 3-act structure here, you can see the main thing we're looking at here is Act 2. And I want you to notice the rise in action and the stakes getting high there in Act 2. Now, this particular person calls it the setup, Act 1, confrontation, Act 2, and then the resolution in Act 3. And you'll notice the rising action in the confrontation stage of Act 2. So that's what the Act 2 is all about. That's where the main action takes place. That's where all the obstacles and the fights take place as it leads to a plot point, a crescendo at the end of Act 2. Some sort of major crisis is going to happen in the early stages of Act 3, and then finally the resolution toward the end. So that's the basics right there. This is another look. This is the 3-act structure of The Phantom Menace. Now, I don't know how true this is. Maybe this is the way the script writer laid it out. Maybe not. Somebody may have just taken the 3-act structure and applied it to this film. I saw this online and thought it was an interesting look. You can see, again, we're looking at the confrontation stage, Act 2. And you can see the rising action. There are obstacles the first half of Act 2 and obstacles in the last half. And you've got suspense. You've got a disaster at the end of Act 2. Gets us into Act 3 where the resolution takes place. This is Sid Field's paradigm. His Act 3 structure is pretty simple to look at. And you'll notice it's divided into 3 acts. And look at the middle act there. He's got Act 2 divided into 2 halves. Or if you want to look at the entire screenplay, he's written it down, and he's got 4 quadrants. He's, 25% is Act 1, and then he's got 25% first half of Act 2, 25% the second half of Act 2, and then 25% in Act 3. So it just sort of gives a basic idea here of what how he teaches his structure. Now here, all different kinds of ways to look at this 3-act structure. The main idea here is obstacles. That's the main goal of Act 2, is our heroes running into all kinds of issues, all kinds of problems, and he's got to overcome them. And so when you're working on Act 2, you want to think about it being the place where all the major action takes place. All right, I think that's all I've got for you today. This is it's a little noisy, but that's okay. I hope you're having a good day. Is anybody out there in chat? Hello? Anybody there? Anybody have a question? Anything going on? Hello? 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 Well, I guess we'll call it, and hope you have a good day and get some writing done. Work on that outline, or at least work on your, you ought to be working on your outline and on your synopsis. Get all those thoughts about your story down on paper out of your head. Because at some point within the next few days, we're going to start homing in on the details, okay? We'll see you tomorrow morning at 8:30. Hopefully it'll be a little quieter. All right, have a good day.